Hello there, and in this video I wanted to talk about rust proofing. First thing I'm pointing out are the points on the sill where you can access the inside of the sills to actually get to the inner sills where you can actually spray in some rust proofing fluid. I'm also pointing out on the floor a couple of areas which can be susceptible to rust at these sort of flange joints on this particular box section. These have now actually been cleaned up, but you notice that there are holes all over that box section which you can use to inject rust-proofing fluid into. I've personally used dinitrile, but you can also use wax oil or anything else that you sort of see fit. For me, and I'm not plugging any products here, but having used both wax oil and dinitrile, I found that dinitrile has sort of been the vastly superior product in my opinion. Sort of has better levels of penetration. Better sort of traits as regards spreading into sort of seams, etc. Seems to do sort of a good job. Wax oil is perfectly acceptable and a lot cheaper, and if you are working on a budget, I would advise that using wax oil would be a good thing to do. Moving to the front inner arch, you can, if you want to, remove the inner arch liners and spray in behind the inner arch liners. You can also, as you see here, clean up the shock absorber to get rid of some of the rust on there. Generally just sort of a tidy up exercise really, but all of this area is really sort of ripe for spraying in rust proofing. Looking at the air conditioning condenser, you can see below the condenser that you've got the front cross member, and this is a real hot spot on the Micra for corrosion. Mine is thankfully in very good shape, but that's probably because it's been looked after before I received the car, and also it's staying in good shape because you can see these holes on the cross member. I've filled the cross member with dinitrile and also sprayed a bit of satin black on the cross member as well. Other inner arch, again another area which is ripe for spraying in rust proofing, and also sort of cleaning up that shock absorber there. You can also remove the inner arch liners and sort of have a good old go under there with the rust proofing as well. The entirety of the floor pan is another area that is really sort of ripe for spraying on some additional rust proofing. What I tend to do is get the car up on axle stands, get underneath the car, and if there are any sort of open holes in box sections, I make sure that I spray those box sections thoroughly. Now you can see here that you've got the one of the tie links, but you can see sort of just at the sort of other part of that image at top left, I think it would have been, you can see one of the springs. Now both springs go into, at the rear, go on to sit into a spring seat or a spring cup. Now in the centre of that spring cup there is a hole which goes into the box section that makes up part of that particular setup, and you can actually spray in there with a nice amount of rust proofing. One thing I have unfortunately not shown is the interior boot liner. Both boot liners on both sides, both of the boot carpets, are actually removable. You can pull them back to get access to the rear lights. Now there's a whole section in there that you could spray in some rust proofing, because it is one of those sort of box sections that may attract damp over the winter months, but it's certainly a good area that you can spray into. One thing to mention is if you are spraying anywhere where there are electrical connectors or rubber bushes, etc., make sure that you thoroughly cover all of these rubber items and electrical items with relevant sort of materials, say plastic bags, etc. What I'm actually touching here is the brake pressure regulator. If you are doing any rust proofing, just to make sure that you don't get any of the rust proofing onto that, you can cover that as well with suitable materials, say a plastic bag, some masking tape, newspaper, masking tape, etc. Anything just to keep the rust proofing off. The filler neck, which you can see here going into this rubber boot at the bottom, or rubber hose, is another prime area where rust can take hold. There is that plastic shielding that goes over it, but what tends to happen is mud and water gets trapped behind said shielding, and the hose corrodes outside in. Thankfully mine appears to be in good shape, and I tend to keep it that way by periodically removing the cover that's over it, cleaning out, and then applying more rust proofing underneath. Now, because it is such a small car, I managed to do the whole underside of this car with about a litre's worth of dinitrile. In total, I think I've applied about sort of 2 or 3 litres, and that's not including the dinitrile that's now sitting inside the cavities of the car in the box sections. For sort of continued rust proofing, what you can do, and what I've been doing, is using some of my WD-40 lithium spray grease and just spraying that into areas that I can easily see. So if you open up the driver's door, you get access at the bottom of the driver's door and passenger door, sort of along the A-pillar. You can actually see into the front wing area, into the front wing void, and it is actually sort of quite a good area to spray into. Engine bay, you've got the box sections, which you can see here, full of holes from the factory. Those are prime areas to fill up with rust proofing, just to keep those free of rust. You've also got a couple of holes here which give you access into the inner wing area, and obviously you can spray into there. If you remove the inner arch liners, those holes actually become visible, but they're just sort of a good area for you to spray in a bit of rust proofing. You've also got the scuttle area, which is at the top of this picture. You've got the air vents there. You can remove the scuttle, or if you wanted, like I do occasionally, is actually to spray some rust proofing down into the scuttle area. Coming to the rear of the car, and underneath, you've got the whole of the rear beam, which can get quite rusty. And putting a wire wheel or a wire brush onto that, getting rid of some of the rust that's on there, and spraying that rear beam will actually keep it in better condition for longer. You also notice that with my car being a 1 litre, it has no anti-rear roll bar. Certain versions of the Micra, I think it's the 1.3s and I think possibly the 1.4s, did have an anti-roll bar at the rear. Also, looking underneath at the back here by the exhaust and behind the rear bumper, there is a whole void there which is ripe for spraying up into with some rust proofing. Other things that you can do to sort of try and keep some of the rust at bay is you can fit mud flaps, and I've actually fitted mud flaps onto this particular car. And they do tend to work rather well to keep mud contained and salt and etc. contained within the arch wells, which means that they're sort of easier to wash out. When you are washing the car over winter, it is a good idea to make sure that you get underneath the car and spray off any sort of collected salt, dirt, etc. I tend to, during the winter, sort of have the car washed once a week. Obviously I do it myself, but yeah, once a week is usually enough, or to sort of make sure that you keep the car in good fettle over the winter. Now, moving forward to a video that I took today, you can see that the car is very wet due to the fact that it's raining. You can see I've got quite a lot of polish on there, and that's another sort of good thing to have on the paintwork, is a large amount of polish over the summer, so you build up your layer of protection over the summer, ready for the winter. Panning along the sill, you can see those sort of drain points I was on about earlier. We've also got the whole of the rear, whole of the sort of floor pan there, which we're looking at. And coming round to the rear of the car now, we're going to be taking a look at that bumper void in a bit more detail. Now, access to the sills inside the car on both A-pillars at the front in the driver's and passenger footwell. You've got a pair of plastic covers which hide some of the wiring connections, etc. Now, as well as hiding the wiring connections, they also make up a box section that goes from the whole A-pillar down into the sill, and it's a really good access point for getting into the sills. Moving back to what we're seeing at the moment, you can see the whole of the floor pan area at the rear. You can also see where I was on about as regards spraying up behind the bumper. Certainly a very good point to spray into. Now, that is the end of the video. If you've enjoyed this video, don't forget to hit that like button, and also consider subscribing for more fascinating upcoming hobbies. Thanks for watching.